Ladies and gentlemen, as we gather here today under the metaphorical canopy of shared inquiry, I invite you to explore a concept that resides in the shadowy interstice between silence and confrontation, empathy and narcissism. Picture, if you will, the silent empath, a figure whose presence is both a balm and a challenge to those who dwell in the realm of narcissism. Our journey today does not merely skim the surface of this dynamic interplay, but seeks to delve into the profound psychological undercurrents that animate it. To embark on this exploration, we must first consider the empath, a being whose essence is rooted in the ability to perceive and internalize the emotional states of those around them. This capacity for deep emotional resonance can be likened to the archetype of the healer or the sage, whose wisdom is born from an innate understanding of the human experience. The empath, however, often walks a perilous path, for their gift is also their burden. It is a double-edged sword, a source of profound connection and potential vulnerability. In contrast, the narcissist is often encapsulated within the archetype of the shadow, a reflection of the self that is consumed by its own image. Narcissism, in its pathological form, arises from a deep-seated insecurity and a desperate need for validation. The narcissist constructs a fortress of grandeur and invulnerability, a facade that seeks to obscure the chasms of self-doubt that lie beneath. This persona becomes a prison, one that distances them from authentic human connection. When the silent empath encounters the narcissist, a curious alchemy occurs. The empath's silence is not merely an absence of sound, but is laden with the weight of understanding, a stillness that mirrors and amplifies the narcissist's internal dissonance. In the empath's quietude, the narcissist may catch a glimpse of their own reflection, unadorned by the trappings of their constructed identity. This is the mirror that the narcissist fears most, a mirror that does not flatter, but reveal. The empath's ability to perceive the unspoken truths within others is a testament to the power of the unconscious mind, a realm Carl Jung himself spent a lifetime exploring. It is within this domain that the archetypes reside, those primordial images and motifs that shape our perceptions and behaviors. The empath taps into this wellspring of collective consciousness, drawing forth insights that transcend the limitations of the individual's persona. Yet, what happens when the silent empath turns cold? This metamorphosis is not a descent into cruelty, but a retreat into self-preservation. The empath, sensing the futility of connection with one who cannot reciprocate, withdraws their emotional energy. The once open channels of empathy become barriers, a protective shield against the corrosive influence of the narcissist's demands. In this turning away, the empath embodies the archetype of the hermit, seeking solitude and introspection as a means of restoring balance. This withdrawal is a profound act of individuation, a process of becoming one's true self that Jung posited as essential to psychological growth. Individuation requires the integration of both light and shadow, the acknowledgement of one's own complexities and contradictions. For the empath, this journey may necessitate a confrontation with their own fear of abandonment, their own shadow of self-worth. In turning cold, the empath is not abandoning their nature, but redefining it, embracing the full spectrum of their humanity. The narcissist, confronted with the absence of the empath's validating presence, may experience a crisis of identity. The mirror that once reflected their idealized self-image now reveals the void within. This confrontation with the shadow is an opportunity for transformation, should the narcissist choose to embrace it. However, the path to self-awareness is fraught with resistance, for it requires the dismantling of the ego's defenses and a willingness to confront the truth of one's own vulnerability. In this interplay between the silent empath and the narcissist, we witness the dance of the psyche, a choreography of light and shadow, connection and isolation. It is a dynamic that echoes the ancient myths and symbols that have guided humanity's understanding of the self and the other. The empath's journey is one of resilience and renewal, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to transcend the limitations imposed by fear and ego. As we conclude this exploration, let us return to the notion of the silent mirror. In its reflective surface, we are invited to see not only the narcissist's plight, but our own, for within each of us resides both the potential for empathy and the lure of narcissism. It is through the conscious integration of these elements that we achieve wholeness, embracing the totality of our being. As we navigate the complexities of our interpersonal relationships, may we strive to embody the grace of the silent empath, whose quiet strength and unwavering integrity illuminate the path to self-discovery and collective harmony. Thank you for engaging in this exploration of the human psyche with me today. May we continue to seek understanding and compassion in the ever-evolving tapestry of our shared existence. As we continue our journey into the intricate interplay between the silent empath and the narcissist, let us delve deeper into the profound psychological and mystical dimensions that underpin this dynamic. The empath's silence, often perceived as a passive state, is in fact a profound expression of inner strength and wisdom. It is an active engagement with the unconscious, a deliberate choice to navigate the turbulent waters of emotion with grace and equanimity. The empath's journey is one that resonates deeply with the archetype of the seeker, a figure who embarks on a quest for truth and self-realization. This path is fraught with challenges, as the empath must learn to discern between the myriad voices that clamor for attention within their psyche. They must cultivate an inner stillness, a sanctuary from which they can observe the world with clarity and compassion. This practice of mindfulness is akin to the ancient art of alchemy, where the base elements of human experience are transmuted into the gold of wisdom and insight. In contrast, the narcissist is ensnared by the archetype of the trickster, a figure that embodies deception and chaos. The trickster, with its penchant for disruption, reflects the inner turmoil of the narcissist, whose life is a constant performance, a masquerade that conceals the emptiness within. This deception is not only outwardly directed but also turned inward, as the narcissist becomes a stranger to their own authentic self. The empath, through their silence and introspection, becomes a mirror that the narcissist cannot easily dismiss. It is here that we witness a profound psychological confrontation, a moment when the narcissist is forced to reckon with the reality of their own existence. This encounter with the shadow, as Jung might suggest, is both terrifying and transformative. It is an invitation to transcend the limitations of the ego and embrace the totality of the self. Yet, this transformation is not easily achieved. The narcissist, gripped by fear and denial, may resist the call to self-awareness, retreating further into the illusions of grandeur that define their existence. It is a tragedy of the human condition, a reflection of the struggle between the persona and the shadow, the conscious and the unconscious. The empath, in their silence, serves as a catalyst for this internal struggle, the reminder of the potential for growth and healing that lies within each of us. The empath's coldness, when it emerges, is not an act of malice, but a necessary boundary. It is a declaration of self-worth, a recognition that their energy and compassion are not infinite resources to be exploited. In Turning Cold, the empath embodies the archetype of the warrior, a figure of strength and resilience who stands firm in the face of adversity. This is not a rejection of their empathic nature, but a redefinition of it, a commitment to self-preservation and personal integrity. This transformation is mirrored in the natural world, where cycles of growth and decay, warmth and coldness define the rhythm of life. The empath, attuned to these cycles, understands that withdrawal is a necessary precursor to renewal. By retreating into the depths of their own being, they emerge stronger, more centered, and more attuned to the subtle currents of the unconscious. As we explore the interplay between the silent empath and the narcissist, we are reminded of the interconnectedness of all human experience. The empath's journey is not an isolated one, but a reflection of the collective quest for meaning and understanding. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the capacity to transcend the limitations of the self and embrace the fullness of our shared humanity. In this dance of empathy and narcissism, silence and confrontation, we find a profound expression of the duality that defines our existence. It is a reminder that within each of us lies the potential for both light and shadow, connection and isolation. By embracing this duality, we open ourselves to the possibility of transformation and healing, a journey that is as much a personal odyssey as it is a collective endeavor. As we conclude this segment of our exploration, let us reflect on the power of silence as a tool for self-discovery and transformation. May we cultivate the wisdom of the silent empath, whose quiet strength illuminates the path to wholeness and integration. In the face of the narcissist's fear and denial, may we find the courage to hold the mirror of truth with compassion and clarity, guiding both ourselves and others toward the light of understanding and acceptance. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of the human psyche, and may our shared journey continue to inspire and enlighten in our continued exploration of the silent empath's transformative journey. Let us delve further into the intricate dance of archetypes and the symbolic language that enriches our understanding of this dynamic. The silent empath's path is interwoven with the threads of myth and metaphor, a tapestry that reveals the deeper truths of the psyche. Consider the archetype of the wise old man or woman, a figure that embodies the accumulation of knowledge and the discernment that comes with experience. The empath, in their silence, channels this archetype accessing a wellspring of inner wisdom that transcends the superficial understanding of the ego. This wisdom is not static but evolves through the empath's encounters with the world, a dynamic process of learning and growth. The empath's silence is a sacred space, a threshold between the conscious and the unconscious. It is here that the empath communes with their own soul, seeking guidance from the depths of the psyche. This inner dialogue is akin to the practice of active imagination, a technique championed by Jung to facilitate communication with the unconscious. Through this process, the empath gains insight into the symbolic language that underpins their experiences, unraveling the mysteries of their own existence. In contrast, the narcissist is ensnared by the archetype of the hero, albeit one whose journey has been derailed by hubris and self-deception. The hero's quest, in its purest form, is a journey towards self-actualization and the fulfillment of one's potential. However, for the narcissist, this quest becomes a pursuit of external validation, a fruitless endeavor that leaves them trapped in a cycle of superficiality and disillusionment. The empath's presence serves as a reminder of the true nature of the hero's journey, an inward exploration rather than an outward conquest. In this light, the empath becomes a guide, a beacon of authenticity in a world often shrouded in illusion. Their silence challenges the narcissist to confront the dissonance between their constructed persona and their true self, to embark on a journey of self-discovery that transcends the limitations of the ego. This confrontation with the shadow is a pivotal moment, a call to transformation that echoes through the corridors of the psyche. For the narcissist, it is an invitation to relinquish the facade and embrace the vulnerability that lies beneath. It is a daunting prospect, for it requires the dismantling of the defenses that have long shielded them from the truth of their own humanity. For the empath, this journey is one of empowerment and liberation. In turning cold, the empath reclaims their own narrative, shedding the roles and expectations imposed upon them by others. They step into the archetype of the magician, a figure who wields the power of transformation and creation. Through this alchemical process, the empath transcends the limitations of their own suffering, transforming pain into wisdom, silence into strength. The empath's journey is not a solitary one, but is deeply connected to the collective unconscious, the shared reservoir of human experience that binds us all, as Jung posited. The archetypes that shape our individual psyches are reflections of this collective heritage, a testament to the universality of the human condition. In embracing their role as the silent empath, the individual taps into this rich tapestry of symbols and stories, drawing strength and inspiration from the countless souls who have walked the path before them. As we reflect on the interplay between the silent empath and the narcissist, we are reminded of the transformative power of empathy and the profound impact it can have on the human psyche. It is a force that transcends the boundaries of the self, fostering connection and understanding in a world often divided by fear and ego. In the silent embrace of the empath, we find the possibility of healing and reconciliation, a path toward wholeness and integration in this sacred space of introspection. Let us honor the journey of the silent empath, whose silence speaks volumes and whose presence illuminates the shadowed corners of our own hearts. May we find the courage to embrace our own shadows, to embark on the hero's journey with humility and grace, guided by the wisdom of the magician and the strength of the warrior. In doing so, we forge a path toward self-discovery and collective harmony, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to transcend the limitations of the self and embrace the fullness of our shared existence. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of the profound interplay between empathy and narcissism, silence and transformation. May we continue to seek wisdom and understanding on this journey of the soul, ever mindful of the archetypal forces that shape our lives and the collective tapestry of which we are all a part. As we journey further into the depths of the psyche, let us consider the nuanced layers of the empath's transformative silence, a silence that is not merely an absence, but a profound presence. This silence, rich with potential, is akin to the fertile darkness of the womb, a place where the seeds of insight and understanding are nurtured until they are ready to emerge into the light of consciousness. The empath, through their quietude, embodies the archetype of the divine child, a symbol of renewal and potentiality. This archetype reflects the emergence of new possibilities and the birth of a deeper self-awareness. The empath's silence allows for the gestation of these possibilities, creating a space in which the unconscious can communicate its wisdom to the conscious mind. Here, in the silent recesses of the psyche, the empath listens to the whispers of the soul, attuning themselves to the subtle rhythms of their inner world. This process of inner listening is akin to the art of dream interpretation, a practice that Jung regarded as a vital means of accessing the unconscious. Dreams, with their rich symbolism and imagery, offer glimpses into the hidden dimensions of the psyche. For the empath, this inner dialogue becomes a dreamscape in waking life, where every interaction and emotion is imbued with meaning and significance. Through this lens, the empath deciphers the language of the soul, unraveling the threads that connect their personal experiences to the broader tapestry of human existence. In contrast, the narcissist remains ensnared by the illusions of the ego, unable to hear the quiet call of the unconscious. The archetype of the king or queen, when distorted by narcissism, becomes a tyrant, a ruler consumed by the need for control and adulation. This archetype reflects the narcissist's struggle for power over their environment and themselves, a battle that ultimately leads to isolation and alienation. The empath's silence, however, offers a counterpoint to this tyranny, a reminder of the power of surrender and acceptance. In their stillness, the empath invites the narcissist to lay down their crown and embrace the humility of the fool, a figure who embodies the wisdom of not knowing and the courage to venture into the unknown. The fool's journey is one of discovery and transformation, a path that leads away from the rigid structures of the ego and towards the fluidity of the soul. This invitation to transformation is not without its challenges. The empath, in turning cold, must confront their own fears and insecurities, the shadows that lurk within their own psyche. The act of withdrawing is a step into the dark night of the soul, a journey through the shadowlands where the empath confronts their own vulnerability and strength. It is a rite of passage, a necessary descent that precedes the ascent into a more integrated and authentic self. Through this process of individuation, the empath engages with the archetype of the wanderer, an eternal seeker who traverses the landscapes of the soul in search of truth and meaning. The wanderer's path is one of solitude and reflection, a journey that requires the courage to face the unknown and the resilience to withstand the trials of the inner world. In embracing this archetype, the empath discovers the strength that lies within their own silence, the power to navigate the complexities of the human experience with grace and compassion. As the empath emerges from this journey, they embody the archetype of the healer, a figure whose presence brings solace and understanding to those they encounter. The healer does not impose solutions but holds space for the unfolding of the other's journey, offering empathy and insight without judgment or expectation. In this role, the empath becomes a beacon of hope and transformation, a testament to the profound impact of empathy and understanding on the human soul. The interplay between the silent empath and the narcissist is a microcosm of the broader human experience, a reflection of the eternal dance between light and shadow, self and other. It is a reminder of the potential for growth and healing that lies within each of us, the capacity to transcend the limitations of the ego and embrace the fullness of our humanity. As we conclude this exploration, let us honor the journey of the silent empath, whose silence speaks volumes and whose presence illuminates the path to wholeness. May we find the courage to embrace our own shadows, to embark on the journey of self-discovery with humility and grace, guided by the wisdom of the archetypes that reside within us all. In doing so, we forge a path towards self-realization and collective harmony, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to transcend the limitations of the self and embrace the fullness of our shared existence. Thank you for accompanying me on this exploration of the psyche, and may our shared journey continue to inspire and enlighten as we seek understanding and connection in the ever-evolving tapestry of our lives. As we delve deeper into the rich tapestry of the silent empath's journey, let us turn our attention to the transformative potential of the empath's silence as it ripples through the unconscious, both individually and collectively. This silence, a profound and resonant stillness, acts as a crucible for inner alchemy, a process by which the raw material of the self is refined and transformed into the gold of wisdom and self-awareness. The empath, in their quietude, engages with the archetype of the alchemist, a figure who seeks to transmute the base elements of their psyche into a higher state of being. This transformation is not a rejection of the self, but an integration of its disparate parts, the synthesis of light and shadow, conscious and unconscious. The empath's silence provides the space for this alchemical process to unfold, allowing the hidden aspects of the psyche to emerge and be acknowledged. In this sacred silence, the empath encounters the archetype of the anima or animus, the inner feminine or masculine counterpart that resides within us all. Jung described these figures as bridges to the unconscious, gateways through which we access deeper layers of our psyche, The empath silence facilitates a dialogue with these inner figures, fostering a deeper understanding of their own emotional landscape and the motivations that drive their behavior. This engagement with the anima or animus is a vital step in the process of individuation, the journey toward becoming one's true self. It is an exploration of the inner world that requires courage and vulnerability, a willingness to confront the unknown and embrace the complexity of one's own nature. Through this process, the empath discovers new dimensions of themselves, uncovering the hidden treasures of their psyche that have long lain dormant. As the empath journeys inward, they also engage with the archetype of the shadow, the repository of all that is repressed and denied within the self. The shadow represents the aspects of the personality that we are reluctant to acknowledge, the fears, desire, and impulses that we wish to hide from the world. The empath silence invites these shadowy figures into the light of awareness, providing an opportunity for healing and integration. The empath's willingness to engage with their own shadow is a testament to their strength and resilience. It is a recognition that true growth and transformation require a confrontation with the darker aspects of the self, a willingness to embrace the totality of one's being. In doing so, the empath transcends the limitations of the ego, forging a deeper connection with their own soul and the collective unconscious. The narcissist, in contrast, remains ensnared by their own shadow, unable or unwilling to face the truths that lie hidden within. Their journey is one of avoidance and denial, a refusal to acknowledge the parts of themselves that do not align with their idealized self-image. This resistance to self-awareness perpetuates a cycle of suffering and isolation, a tragic reflection of the human condition. Yet the empath's presence offers a glimmer of hope, a reminder of the potential for redemption and transformation that lies within each of us. The empath's silence, rich with understanding and compassion, serves as a catalyst for change, inviting the narcissist to step into the light of awareness and embrace the fullness of their humanity. This dynamic interplay between the silent empath and the narcissist is a microcosm of the broader human experience, a reflection of the eternal dance between self and other, light and shadow. It is a testament to the transformative power of empathy, the capacity to transcend the boundaries of the self and foster connection and understanding in a world often divided by fear and ego. As we conclude this exploration, let us honor the silent empath's journey, a path of introspection and transformation that offers profound insights into the nature of the self and the human condition. May we find the courage to embark on our own journeys of self-discovery, guided by the wisdom of the archetypes that reside within us all, and forge a path toward wholeness and integration. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of the psyche, and may our shared journey continue to inspire and enlighten as we seek understanding and connection in the ever-evolving tapestry of our lives. As we meander further into the labyrinths of the psyche, let us turn our gaze to the profound implications of the silent empath's journey, not only for the individual, but for the collective consciousness as well. The empath's silence, rich with potential and imbued with deep understanding, serves as a conduit through which the shared human experience is both mirrored and transformed. Consider, if you will, the archetype of the collective healer, a figure that emerges from the empath's journey, embodying the capacity to heal not just the self, but the broader community. This archetype reflects the empath's profound ability to tap into the collective, unconscious, drawing from the wellspring of shared human experience to foster healing and understanding. Through their silence, the empath becomes a vessel for this healing energy, channeling it into the world with quiet yet profound impact. The empath's journey is a testament to the interconnectedness of all beings, a reflection of the intricate web of relationships that define our existence. In embracing their role as the silent empath, the individual becomes acutely aware of this interconnectedness, recognizing that their own healing is intrinsically linked to the healing of others. This awareness fosters a deep sense of empathy and compassion, a recognition that the suffering of one is the suffering of all, and that true healing requires a collective effort in the presence of the narcissist. The empath's silence becomes a mirror, reflecting not only the narcissist's inner turmoil, but also the broader societal dynamics that perpetuate narcissistic tendencies. The narcissist's struggle for power and validation is a microcosm of the larger cultural forces that prioritize ego and individualism over connection and community. The empath's silence, in its quiete de fiance, challenges these cultural narratives, offering an alternative path grounded in empathy and understanding. This path is one of profound transformation, a journey that requires the dismantling of the ego's defenses and the embrace of the collective soul. It is a recognition that true power lies not in domination, but in connection, not in the assertion of the self, but in the acknowledgement of our shared humanity. The empath, through their silence, embodies this truth, serving as a beacon of hope and transformation in a world often divided by fear and ego. The silent empath's journey is also a call to action, an invitation to each of us to engage with our own shadows and embrace the fullness of our being. It is a reminder that the path to wholeness and integration is not a solitary endeavor, but a collective journey, one that requires the courage to confront our own fears and the compassion to support others in their own journeys. In this light, the empath's silence becomes a powerful tool for social change, a means of challenging the status quo and fostering a more empathetic and connected world. It is an invitation to each of us to listen more deeply, to hold space for the voices that are often silenced, and to engage in the difficult but necessary work of healing and reconciliation. As we conclude this exploration, let us honor the silent empath's journey, a path of introspection and transformation that offers profound insights into the nature of the self and the human condition. May we find the courage to embrace our own shadows, to embark on the journey of self-discovery with humility and grace, guided by the wisdom of the archetypes that reside within us all. In doing so, we forge a path toward wholeness and integration, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to transcend the limitations of the self and embrace the fullness of our shared existence. Thank you for accompanying me on this exploration of the psyche, and may our shared journey continue to inspire and enlighten as we seek understanding and connection in the ever-evolving tapestry of our lives, as we continue our exploration of the silent empath's profound journey, let us delve into the symbolic landscapes of the inner world, where the alchemical marriage of empathy and narcissism unfolds. This inner terrain is rich with archetypal motifs that guide the empath through the labyrinthine corridors of the psyche, offering insights into the complexities of human relationships and the quest for self-understanding. The silent empath's journey is akin to the mythic hero's journey, a motif that recurs across cultures and epochs. In this narrative, the empath embarks on a quest not for external glory, but for inner truth. This quest is marked by trials and tribulations, moments of darkness and illumination, as the empath navigates the delicate balance between self and other. Silence and expression central to this journey is the archetype of the inner guide, a figure that embodies the wisdom and insight of the unconscious mind. This guide, whether manifesting as a wise elder, a mystical creature, or an inner voice, serves as a beacon for the empath, illuminating the path through the shadowed realms of the self. The empath's silence becomes a receptive space in which this guidance can emerge, offering clarity and direction in moments of uncertainty. In the presence of the narcissist, the empath's silence also serves as a mirror, reflecting the narcissist's inner landscape and revealing the hidden dynamics of the relationship. This mirror is not one of judgment or condemnation, but of truth and clarity, inviting the narcissist to confront the aspects of themselves that they have long denied. It is a moment of potential awakening, a call to self-awareness that echoes through the corridors of the psyche. The empath's silence, rich with compassion and understanding, offers a pathway to healing for both the empath and the narcissist. It is an invitation to engage in the process of shadow work, a journey into the depths of the unconscious, where the hidden aspects of the self are brought into the light of awareness. This process, while challenging, is essential for true transformation, as it allows for the integration of the fragmented parts of the self and the emergence of a more authentic and whole being. For the empath, this journey is one of empowerment and liberation, a reclaiming of their own narrative and the recognition of their intrinsic worth. In embracing their role as the silent empath, they step into the archetype of the sovereign, a figure who embodies self-mastery and inner authority. This is not a position of dominance over others, but a deep alignment with one's own truth and a commitment to living in accordance with one's values. The narcissist, too, is offered an opportunity for transformation through this encounter. The empath's silence challenges the narcissist to relinquish the illusions of the ego and embrace the vulnerability of the true self. It is a call to authenticity, a recognition that true power lies not in the construction of a false persona, but in the embrace of one's own humanity. As we reflect on this dynamic interplay, we are reminded of the profound interconnectedness of all beings, a web of relationships that defines our existence. The silent empath's journey is a reflection of this interconnectedness, a testament to the power of empathy and understanding to transcend the boundaries of the self and foster healing and connection. In this light, the empath's silence becomes a powerful force for transformation, a catalyst for change in the world, often divided by fear and ego. It is an invitation to each of us to engage in the work of self-discovery and integration, to embrace the fullness of our being, and to foster a more empathetic and connected world. As we conclude this exploration, let us honor the silent empath's journey, a path of introspection and transformation that offers profound insights into the nature of the self and the human condition. May we find the courage to embark on our own journeys of self-discovery, guided by the wisdom of the archetypes that reside within us all, and forge a path toward wholeness and integration. Thank you for accompanying me on this exploration of the psyche, and may our shared journey continue to inspire and enlighten as we seek understanding and connection in the ever-evolving tapestry of our lives, as we delve even further into the intricate tapestry of the silent empath's journey. Let us consider the transformative power of silence as it weaves through the collective psyche, shaping both personal and communal narratives. This silence, far from being mere absence, is a dynamic force that catalyzes profound change and fosters deeper understanding. The silent empath, in their explorations, encounters the archetype of the visionary, a figure who perceives the interconnectedness of all things and envisions new possibilities beyond the constraints of the present. This archetype embodies the empath's capacity to see beyond the superficial layers of reality, to tap into the deeper currents of the unconscious that shape our perceptions and experiences. In the presence of the narcissist, the empath's silence becomes a canvas upon which the narcissist projects their fears and desires. This projection is a reflection of the narcissist's struggle to reconcile their inner world with their outer persona, a dynamic that is both illuminating and challenging. The empath, through their quiet presence, offers the space for these projections to be examined and understood, a mirror that reflects the complexity of the narcissist's inner landscape. This encounter between the silent empath and the narcissist is akin to the ancient dance of opposites, a dynamic interplay of light and shadow that is central to the process of individuation. It is a journey toward wholeness, a quest to integrate the disparate parts of the self into a cohesive and harmonious whole. For the empath, this journey is one of deep introspection and self-reflection, a process of uncovering and embracing the hidden aspects of their own psyche. The empath's silence, in this context, becomes a powerful tool for transformation, a means of facilitating the integration of the shadow and the persona. It is a space of potentiality where the seeds of insight and understanding can take root and flourish. Through this process, the empath discovers new dimensions of themselves, uncovering the hidden treasures of their psyche that have long lain dormant. For the narcissist, the empath's silence offers an opportunity for self-awareness and growth. It is an invitation to step into the light of consciousness, to embrace the vulnerability of the true self and relinquish the illusions of the ego. This journey is not without its challenges, for it requires the dismantling of long-held defenses and the courage to confront the fears and insecurities that lie beneath the surface. Yet, in this confrontation with the shadow, there lies the potential for profound healing and transformation. The empath's presence serves as a catalyst for this process, offering a space of empathy and understanding in which the narcissist can explore the depths of their own being. It is a journey toward authenticity and wholeness, a quest to transcend the limitations of the self and embrace the fullness of one's humanity. As we reflect on this dynamic interplay, we are reminded of the power of empathy and silence to foster connection and understanding in a world often divided by fear and ego. The silent empath's journey is a testament to the transformative potential of empathy, a reflection of the profound impact that understanding and compassion can have on the human soul. In this light, the empath's silence becomes a beacon of hope and transformation, guiding both the empath and the narcissist toward a deeper understanding of themselves and each other. It is an invitation to engage in the work of self-discovery and integration, to embrace the complexities of the human experience and forge a path toward wholeness and harmony. As we conclude this exploration, let us honor the silent empath's journey, a path of introspection and transformation that offers profound insights into the nature of the self and the human condition. May we find the courage to embark on our own journeys of self-discovery, guided by the wisdom of the archetypes that reside within us all, and forge a path toward wholeness and integration. Thank you for accompanying me on this exploration of the psyche, and may our shared journey continue to inspire and enlighten as we seek understanding and connection in the ever-evolving tapestry of our lives. As we continue our exploration into the depths of the silent empath's transformative journey, let us further contemplate the intricate interplay of archetypes and the symbolic language that guides us through the unconscious realms. The empath's silence, a profound stillness, resonates with the archetype of the wise hermit, a figure who retreats from the world not in isolation, but in search of deeper truths and insights that can only be found within. This archetype embodies the empath's quest for inner wisdom, a journey that requires solitude and reflection as essential components. Through silence, the empath creates a sacred space where the soul's whispers can be heard, where latent potentials can be nurtured and ultimately brought into conscious awareness. This journey is akin to the ancient practice of pilgrimage, where each step inward is a movement toward greater understanding and integration of the self. Within this silent pilgrimage, the empath encounters the archetype of the lover, a figure that represents the capacity for deep connection and unconditional acceptance. The lover's presence reminds the empath of the necessity of self-compassion, an acknowledgement that the journey toward wholeness is not only a process of understanding others, but also of embracing oneself with kindness and love. In recognizing their own worth, the empath strengthens their ability to hold space for others, offering empathy and support without losing themselves in the process. In the presence of the narcissist, the empath's silence becomes an act of radical empathy, a profound acceptance that challenges the narcissist's defenses and invites authenticity. This silent acceptance is not a condoning of harmful behaviors, but a recognition of the humanity that lies beneath the narcissist's facade. It is an acknowledgement that beneath the layers of ego and illusion, there exists a vulnerable self that longs for connection and understanding. This dynamic interplay between the silent empath and the narcissist is a reflection of the broader human experience, a microcosm of the struggle between the ego's illusions and the soul's truth. It is a testament to the power of empathy and understanding to transcend the barriers of fear and separation, fostering healing and connection in a world often marked by division. For the empath, this journey is one of self-discovery and empowerment, a recognition that their silence is not a void but a fertile ground for growth and transformation. In embracing their role as the silent empath, they step into the archetype of the creator, a figure who wields the power of imagination and innovation to bring forth new realities. This creative energy is not limited to artistic expression, but extends to the very fabric of life, where each moment becomes an opportunity for renewal and reinvention. As the empath navigates the complexities of their own inner world, they are invited to engage with the archetype of the warrior, an embodiment of courage and resilience. The warrior's journey is not one of conquest, but of mastery over the self, a commitment to standing firm in the face of adversity and remaining true to one's values and truth. In embracing this archetype, the empath finds the strength to maintain their boundaries and protect their own well-being. Even as they extend empathy and understanding to others, in this sacred dance of empathy and narcissism, silence and expression, we witness the unfolding of the human drama, a narrative that is as old as time itself. It is a story of transformation and growth, a journey toward wholeness that requires the integration of both light and shadow. Through this process, the empath discovers the profound truth that lies at the heart of the human experience, that we are all interconnected, bound by the shared currents of love and understanding that flow through us all. As we draw our exploration to a close, let us honor the silent empath's journey, a path of introspection and transformation that offers profound insights into the nature of the self and the collective soul. May we find the courage to embark on our own journeys of self-discovery, guided by the wisdom of the archetypes that reside within us all, and forge a path toward wholeness and integration. Thank you for accompanying me on this exploration of the psyche, and may our shared journey continue to inspire and enlighten as we seek understanding and connection in the ever-evolving tapestry of our lives. As we venture further into the nuanced realms of the silent empath's journey, let us contemplate the transformative potential found within the mysterious interplay of silence and understanding. This silence is not simply a void, but a resonant space where the deeper truths of the psyche can be perceived and integrated. It is a silence that echoes with the archetypal voice of the oracular sage, a figure who bridges the gap between the known and the unknown, revealing insights that guide the seeker through the labyrinths of the unconscious. The silent empath, in embodying this archetype, becomes a vessel for wisdom that transcends the limitations of ego and time. Through their silent presence, they access the timeless reservoir of the collective unconscious, drawing forth the knowledge embedded in the archetypes that dwell within. This is not merely a personal journey, but a collective pilgrimage, one that taps into the shared myths and symbols that have shaped humanity's understanding of itself throughout the ages. In this sacred silence, the empath encounters the archetype of the wounded healer, a figure who transforms their own suffering into a source of healing and compassion. for others. This archetype teaches that our wounds, when acknowledged and integrated, become gateways to deeper empathy and connection. The empath's silence thus becomes a healing balm, a space where their own vulnerabilities are embraced and where they can offer solace and understanding to those in need. In the dynamic with the narcissist, this silent healing presence becomes a mirror reflecting the possibility of redemption and transformation. It challenges the narcissist to confront their inner wounds and to recognize the humanity that lies beneath their constructed persona. This confrontation with the shadow is both terrifying and liberating, offering the potential for profound change if one is willing to embrace it. The empath's journey is one of profound courage and resilience, a testament to the power of silence as a tool for transformation. In embracing their role as the silent empath, they also engage with the archetype of the sacred feminine, an embodiment of intuition, nurturing, and the cyclical nature of life. This energy is not confined to women alone, but is an integral part of the psyche that both men and women can access. It is a reminder of the importance of balance, of the need to honor the ebb and flow of life, and to trust in the wisdom that arises from within. This embrace of the sacred feminine is a call to return to the roots of our being, to reconnect with the natural rhythms that sustain us, and to find harmony within ourselves and with the world around us. The empath, through their silence, attunes themselves to these rhythms, finding strength and guidance in the quiet moments of reflection and introspection. As the empath navigates the intricate dance of empathy and narcissism, silence and expression, they are reminded of the archetype of the trickster, a figure who disrupts the status quo and challenges the rigidity of the ego. The trickster's presence invites the empath to question their assumptions, to embrace the paradoxes of life, and to find humor and joy in the midst of uncertainty. This archetype teaches that transformation often requires a willingness to let go of control and to embrace the unknown with curiosity and openness. In this sacred dance, the empath discovers the power of silence as a catalyst for change, a means of fostering connection and understanding in a world often divided by fear and ego. It is an invitation to each of us to engage in the work of self-discovery and integration, to embrace the complexities of the human experience, and to forge a path toward wholeness and harmony. As we conclude this exploration, let us honor the silent empath's journey, a path of introspection and transformation that offers profound insights into the nature of the self and the collective soul. May we find the courage to embark on our own journeys of self-discovery, guided by the wisdom of the archetypes that reside within us all, and forge a path toward wholeness and integration. Thank you for accompanying me on this exploration of the psyche, and may our shared journey continue to inspire and enlighten as we seek understanding and connection in the ever-evolving tapestry of our lives. As we delve further into the mysterious and transformative journey of the silent empath, let us consider the deeper implications of silence as a medium for profound change, both within oneself and in the broader tapestry of human relationships. The empath's silence is a sacred vessel, one that carries the potential to unlock the hidden chambers of the psyche where the most profound truths reside. In this silence, the archetype of the seeker emerges a figure perpetually on a quest for wisdom and understanding. The seeker represents the empath's deep yearning to uncover the mysteries of the self and the universe, to transcend the mundane and touch the numinous. This journey requires a willingness to embrace uncertainty, to venture into the uncharted territories of the soul, where the familiar boundaries of identity dissolve into the vastness of the collective unconscious. The empath silence, therefore, becomes an act of surrender, a relinquishing of the ego's need for certainty and control. Through silence, the empath enters into a dialogue with the self that is unmediated by words, a communion with the deeper currents of the unconscious that shape our thoughts, feelings, and actions. It is here that the empath encounters the archetype of the mystic, a figure who embodies the direct experience of the divine within the self. This mystical journey is not an escape from reality, but a deep engagement with it, a recognition that the sacred is immanent in all things. The empath's silence allows them to perceive the interconnectedness of all life, to experience the world as a living tapestry of which they are an integral part. In this state of attunement, the empath accesses a wellspring of creativity and inspiration, drawing upon the rich symbolic language of the unconscious to bring forth new insights and understanding. In the presence of the narcissist, the empath's silence becomes a transformative mirror, reflecting not only the narcissist's inner struggles, but also the potential for healing and growth. This silent reflection invites the narcissist to confront their own shadows, to see beyond the confines of the ego and embrace the vulnerability of the true self. It is an invitation to step into the light of awareness and engage in the process of self-discovery and integration. For the empath, this journey is one of empowerment and liberation, a reclaiming of their own narrative and a recognition of their intrinsic worth. In embracing their role as the silent empath, they also engage with the archetype of the creator, a figure who brings forth new realities through the power of imagination and intention. This creative energy is not limited to artistic expression, but extends to every aspect of life, where each moment becomes an opportunity for renewal and transformation. The empath's silence in this light becomes a powerful force for social change, a means of challenging the status quo and fostering a more empathetic and connected world. It is an invitation to each of us to listen more deeply, to hold space for the voices that are often silenced, and to engage in the difficult but necessary work of healing and reconciliation. As we reflect on this dynamic interplay, we are reminded of the profound interconnectedness of all beings, a web of relationships that defines our existence. The silent empath's journey is a reflection of this interconnectedness, a testament to the power of empathy and understanding to transcend the boundaries of the self and foster healing and connection. In this sacred dance of empathy and narcissism, silence and expression, we witness the unfolding of the human drama, a narrative that is as old as time itself. It is a story of transformation and growth, a journey toward wholeness that requires the integration of both light and shadow. Through this process, the empath discovers the profound truth that lies at the heart of the human experience. That we are all interconnected, bound by the shared currents of love and understanding that flow through us all. As we draw our exploration to a close, let us honor the silent empath's journey, a path of introspection and transformation that offers profound insights into the nature of the self and the collective soul. May we find the courage to embark on our own journeys of self-discovery, guided by the wisdom of the archetypes that reside within us all, and forge a path toward wholeness and integration. Thank you for accompanying me on this exploration of the psyche, and may our shared journey continue to inspire and enlighten as we seek understanding and connection in the ever-evolving tapestry of our lives